I'm about to tell you something that quantum physicists have known for decades, but your bank account has been completely ignoring. You know that friend who always says they're bad with money? The one who gets a bonus and somehow it disappears by Tuesday? The one who starts a budget and abandons it faster than a New Year's gym membership? That friend might be you. And here's the plot twist. It has absolutely nothing to do with your intelligence, your willpower, or even how much money you make. Here's what quantum physicist Dr. Amit Goswami discovered. You're not just thinking about money, you're literally vibrating at frequencies that either attract abundance or repel it, like you're wearing financial bug spray. Stanford research shows 95% of money decisions come from unconscious emotions, which explains why you can read every finance book on Amazon and still find yourself stress buying candles at 2 a.m. when your credit card statement arrives. But here's the kicker. University of Pennsylvania research proves that when people believe they have no control over money, their brain literally stops recognizing opportunities, even when those opportunities are doing the Macarena right in front of them. But here's what nobody talks about. The reason you keep sabotaging your finances is not because you're broken, lazy, or cursed by some ancient money demon. It's because you're operating with 4 hidden energy blocks hardwired into your nervous system. And this is not mystical woo-woo. This is backed by Harvard neuroscience, leading trauma research, and quantum physics that would make Einstein do a happy dance. In this video, we are introducing you to 4 people whose stories will make you go, "Oh my God, that's literally me." You'll meet David, who blames everything and everyone else for his money problems, and Lisa, who gets panic attacks just thinking about salary negotiations. Then, we will introduce you to Marcus and Elena, and their stories might be even more shocking. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which energy block is keeping you stuck, and why nothing you've tried has worked. So grab your favorite beverage and prepare for some serious aha moments. At the end, I want you to comment which character you are, because people who publicly identify their patterns are 300% more likely to change them. Ready? Let's dive in. Before I tell you David's story, here's what neuroscientist Dr. Joe Dispenza discovered. When we consistently blame external circumstances for our problems, our brain literally rewires itself to filter out solutions and focus only on obstacles. Meet David, a brilliant graphic designer with a pattern that's costing him thousands every month. Every morning, David would roll out of bed, grab his phone, and immediately check his bank account. The number would stare back at him, and he'd think, "Here we go again. The market's probably dead today." He'd scroll through Instagram, see other designers posting about their latest projects, and his inner voice would start, "They must have connections I don't have. The market is oversaturated. Everyone wants to pay peanuts these days." When potential clients would email asking about his rates, David would already be thinking, "They're going to try to negotiate me down. They always do. Nobody values good design anymore." And you know what? He was right. Every single time. But here's what was really happening. Dr. Bruce Lipton's research shows our beliefs literally control our neural pathways. When David believed clients always want to pay peanuts, his subconscious mind filtered out high-paying opportunities to prove that belief right. David's energy was broadcasting, "Everything is working against me," before he even started his day. One day, a potential client called about a logo design. Before the client even mentioned budget, David said, "I know the market's tough right now and everyone's looking for deals, but I can't work for less than..." The client was actually prepared to pay premium rates, but David's external blame frequency had already poisoned the conversation. The client felt like David was making assumptions and went with someone else. According to Heart Math Institute research, when we're in blame mode, we create chaotic heart rhythm patterns that other people unconsciously sense. David was literally repelling opportunities through his electromagnetic field. Quick reflection. Do you catch yourself thinking, "The economy is bad," or "My industry doesn't pay well," or "Clients in my area are cheap"? Do you find yourself explaining your financial struggles by pointing to external circumstances? If David's story resonates, you might be stuck in external blame patterns. But neuroplasticity research proves this pattern can be completely rewired. The key is recognizing that while external circumstances exist, your focus on them is what's creating your reality. But wait, before I tell you about Lisa, let me ask you something that might blow your mind. What if I told you that your money problems might have started before you could even walk or talk? What if the reason you feel anxious about money conversations has nothing to do with your adult experiences? That's exactly what happened to Lisa. Dr. Bessel van der Kolk's research proves that childhood experiences literally reshape our nervous system. Financial stress in the home creates the same neurological patterns as physical abuse, because to a child's brain, losing security is a survival threat. Meet Lisa. Lisa grew up in a small house in Ohio where money conversations always ended with slammed doors and raised voices. Her dad would come home from his factory job, stress radiating from every pore. Her mom would be at the kitchen table, bills spread out like tarot cards predicting doom. "We need to talk about the mortgage payment," her mom would say, and 8-year-old Lisa would feel her stomach drop. "I'm doing the best I can," her dad would shout. "You think money grows on trees?" Lisa would hide in her room, heart pounding, thinking, "Money makes people angry. Money breaks families apart." Fast forward 25 years. Lisa is now a successful marketing manager earning 6 figures. But every time her boss schedules a meeting about her performance review, something strange happens. Her palms start sweating, her throat tightens, her heart races like she's being chased by a predator. She finds excuses to postpone the meeting. Lisa's body remembered that money conversations equal danger. Here's what Dr. Stephen Porges's research explains. Lisa's vagus nerve was programmed in childhood to perceive money conversations as life-threatening. But it goes even deeper. Dr. Rachel Yehuda's research on Holocaust survivors proved that trauma gets passed down through DNA. Lisa was not just carrying her own childhood programming, she was carrying generations of financial survival fears. When Lisa would sit across from her boss to discuss money, her body was not just remembering her parents' fights, it was remembering every ancestor who had ever feared for their financial survival. Reflection moment. What was the emotional tone around money in your childhood home? How do you feel right now when you think about having a money conversation? Notice what happens in your body. Does your breathing change? Do your shoulders tense? That's your nervous system's memory of childhood financial stress. If Lisa's story resonates, you're carrying childhood frequency imprinting. But here's the hopeful truth. Dr. Rick Hanson's research shows we can literally rewire these patterns. Now, David and Lisa's stories might feel familiar, but wait until you meet Marcus and Elena later. Marcus has a pattern that will blow your mind. He sabotages every opportunity right when he's about to break through to the next level. And Elena? She feels guilty every time she tries to receive the abundance she deserves, like success would somehow betray everyone who came before her. But here's what I need you to do right now. In the comments below, tell me, are you more like David or Lisa? Write, "I'm a David" if you recognize that external blame pattern, or "I'm a Lisa" if childhood money trauma resonates more. And if you want to share more, tell me which part of their story hit closest to home. According to psychology research, people who publicly identify their patterns are 300% more likely to actually change them. Plus, at the end of this video, I'm revealing which of these 4 blocks is most common, and it might surprise you. If this video helped you recognize your patterns, share it with someone who needs to hear this message. Sometimes we can see other people's patterns more clearly than our own. Your current financial situation is not your permanent reality. These energy blocks can be dissolved. Let's meet Marcus and Elena. Before we meet them, I need to tell you something that's going to sound completely crazy, but it's backed by quantum physics research. Right now, as you're watching this video, you're literally broadcasting your money frequency into the universe. And something fascinating happens when you witness other people's money stories. Your own patterns start becoming visible in a way they never were before. Remember David? Who unconsciously blames external circumstances for his money problems. And Lisa, whose nervous system treats salary negotiations like saber-toothed tigers because of childhood programming. But here's where it gets wild. Marcus and Elena represent the blocks that are hardest to recognize because they do not stop you from having some success. They stop you from having breakthrough success. Marcus sabotages opportunities right at his income ceiling, and Elena feels guilty about receiving the abundance she truly deserves. Think of it like a video game, where you cannot see the final boss until you've defeated the earlier levels. Today, you're meeting the final bosses of money psychology. Let's dive in. Harvard psychologist Dr. Gay Hendricks calls this the upper limit problem. We all have unconscious thermostats for how much success we can handle. Meet Marcus, a talented business consultant with a pattern that baffled everyone, including himself. But Marcus was not just sabotaging business opportunities. This pattern showed up everywhere in his life. 3 times in 5 years, Marcus built his consulting business up to exactly $8,000 in monthly revenue. 3 times he was offered promotions at corporate jobs that would have doubled his salary. Twice he was invited to speak at major conferences that could have launched his career to the next level. And every single time, right at that threshold, something would mysteriously go wrong. The first time with his business, he was driving to meet a client who wanted to sign a $2,000 monthly retainer. On the way, Marcus got into a car accident. Nothing serious, but enough to miss the meeting and lose the client. When he was offered the corporate promotion, Marcus suddenly started showing up late to work and got into conflicts with his manager over trivial issues. The promotion went to someone else. The conference speaking opportunity? Marcus spent so much time perfecting his presentation that he missed the submission deadline entirely. Here's what was really happening. Dr. Dean Radin's quantum physics research shows our emotions create measurable effects in the quantum field. Marcus was not just sabotaging his actions. He was broadcasting, "I'm not ready for this level of success," into the field of possibilities. But why was Marcus so afraid of success? His father had worked the same middle management job for 30 years, never earning more than $6,000 a month. His dad was a good man, a hard worker, but he'd always said things like, "Don't get too big for your britches," and "remember where you came from." Marcus's unconscious mind was terrified that breakthrough success would make him better than his father, threatening family loyalty and belonging. Dr. Murray Bowen's research shows we unconsciously limit ourselves to maintain family equilibrium. Marcus's saboteur was protecting him from the imagined threat of outgrowing his family. Quick check. Do you have a success ceiling you keep hitting in your career, business, or income? Do you feel guilty or anxious about achieving more than your parents or siblings? Do you find yourself sabotaging opportunities right when things start going really well? The saboteur shows up as getting sick before important meetings, procrastinating on crucial decisions, undercharging for services, creating drama that destroys relationships, or making impulsive decisions that reset your progress. If Marcus resonates, your internal saboteur is running the show, but awareness is the first step to transformation. Now, Marcus's self-sabotage might seem extreme, but Elena's story reveals something even more profound: blocks that do not just affect you but ripple through entire family lineages. Dr. Rachel Yehuda's research on Holocaust survivors proved that trauma gets passed down through DNA, but Elena's story shows how success guilt can be inherited across generations, creating blocks that make abundance feel dangerous. Elena is a brilliant life coach with incredible results, but she carries what we call success guilt. The deep belief that having more than others, especially more than her family had, is somehow wrong or dangerous. Elena's grandmother Rosa fled rural Mexico in 1952 with nothing but hope. She worked in strawberry fields, hands bleeding from thorns, saving every penny. "Mija," Rosa would tell Elena's mother, "money doesn't grow on trees. You work hard, save harder, and never get too comfortable. Comfort makes you soft, and soft people don't survive." Elena's mother, Carmen, inherited that mentality. She cleaned office buildings at night while studying English during the day, sacrificing everything so Elena could have opportunities she never had. Both women were heroes who broke generational poverty through sheer will. But they also passed down the deep cellular belief that you must suffer to earn money, that comfort is dangerous, and that getting too successful somehow dishonors those who struggled before you. But Elena's guilt was not just about her family's immigrant story. She also carried religious programming about money being the root of all evil, cultural messages about staying humble, and social conditioning that successful women are somehow selfish or unfeminine. Every time Elena tried to raise her rates to match her expertise, the guilt would hit like a wave. She'd be on a call with a potential client who clearly had money and could afford premium coaching. Elena would start to mention her fees, and suddenly she'd hear multiple voices in her head. Her grandmother's, "Don't get too big for your britches." Her mother's, "Remember where you came from." Her church's, "Blessed are the poor." And society's, "Good women don't care about money." Elena would literally lower her rates mid-conversation, sabotaging her success to avoid the guilt of receiving what she was truly worth. But it went deeper than conscious guilt. Elena's body would physically react when she tried to charge premium prices. Her throat would close up, her heart would race. Her nervous system was treating financial success like a betrayal of everyone she loved. According to HeartMath Institute research, when we shift our emotional state, we change our electromagnetic field. Elena's transformation did not just heal her own blocks, it gave permission to other women in her family to dream bigger too. Reflection. Do you feel guilty about wanting financial success? Do you worry that having money might make you greedy, selfish, or disconnected from others? Do you find yourself undercharging, overgiving, or downplaying your achievements to avoid standing out? Success guilt shows up as chronic undercharging, over-delivering to the point of burnout, hiding your achievements, feeling uncomfortable with compliments about your success, or sabotaging opportunities because they feel too good for someone like you. If Elena's story resonates, you're carrying success guilt. But here's the beautiful truth. When you heal these patterns and allow yourself to receive abundance, you're not betraying anyone. You're fulfilling the dreams of everyone who sacrificed for your opportunities. So now you've met all four. David with his external blame patterns, Lisa with childhood programming, Marcus with his success saboteur, and Elena with her success guilt. Here's what might surprise you. According to research with thousands of people, childhood frequency imprinting, Lisa's block, affects 85% of us. It's the most common because we all absorbed our family's financial stress as children. But here's what's beautiful. These are not character flaws. These are intelligent survival strategies your nervous system developed to keep you safe. David's blame patterns protected him from the disappointment of taking responsibility and failing. Lisa's money anxiety kept her from the perceived danger of financial conversations. Marcus's saboteur prevented him from the imagined threat of outgrowing his family. Elena's guilt maintained her connection to her loved ones and values. But what once protected you might now be limiting you. The question is, which character resonated most with you? And more importantly, what would be possible if these blocks were not running your financial life? What would you do if you stopped blaming external circumstances and started seeing opportunities everywhere? How would you show up if money conversations felt safe and empowering? What would you create if your internal saboteur was not destroying your progress right before breakthrough? How would you serve the world if you could receive abundance without guilt? Dr. Joe Dispenza's research shows these patterns can be rewired in as little as 8 weeks, but you need specific techniques that work with your nervous system, not against it. Here's what we are doing. We will release the complete transformation system, the exact 7 techniques that helped David, Lisa, Marcus, and Elena rewire their money frequency. But before next video, I need you to do something crucial. Comment below and tell me, I'm a David, I'm a Lisa, I'm a Marcus, or I'm an Elena. Or maybe you're a combination. Tell me which parts of each story resonated. Please tell me your story below and share these videos. Your engagement helps to let more people see this, and the more people who see this, the more lives we can transform. Your financial struggles are not permanent. These blocks can be dissolved. Your abundance frequency is your birthright. I'll see you next time with your complete transformation system.